Hello friends, welcome back to r/EntitledPeople. Hope you're all ready for more Reddit stories, so let's get right into it. Entitled Mother steals my entire vegetable garden. We have a not-so-small vegetable garden in the backyard of my family's house. Me and my mom are the gardeners, and we grow a bunch of zucchini, snap peas, herbs, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, and even grapes, with the occasional other vegetables, like radishes and bell peppers, etc. One day I hear something outside my window, which is right above the largest planter box in our garden. I look outside and see two kids from the neighborhood picking vegetables from the planter box. I run out and see the two of them have their arms full of zucchini and carrots, and even some tomatoes. I ask, what on earth are they doing? And they said, we live in the neighborhood. I told them that those are our vegetables and they can't take them. They just said, it's our neighborhood too, we can have them if we want. And they took off before I could stop them, literally vaulting over the small fence that separates our side yard from the neighbors. Different neighbors, not the ones that were stealing. A few days later, I heard something outside my window, again, and I look out and see the kid's mom loading a basket with vegetables from the planter. I again rush out and see that her and her kids are loading baskets with everything they could grab. I watched as the mom grabbed a handful of the chives I had been growing and ripped them out, roots and all. My mom must have heard me run out because she came out as well. She yelled, asking what they think they were doing, and the kids just kept picking vegetables, while the mom just turned, annoyed. It's everyone's neighborhood and we need the food, she said, still picking from the garden and desecrating my prized chives. My mom told her that if she had just asked, we would have given some. And even if it is everyone's neighborhood, it's our garden. She just huffed and left with their kids, and there wasn't anything we could do. Our garden was damaged beyond repair. Our zucchini plants were torn to bits, and the peas and tomatoes were trampled and shredded. And our grape bush, that we had for years, was broken at the base, where one of them had stepped on it. There were no fresh vegetables that year, and my mom couldn't make her chocolate chip zucchini bread. A few days later, we installed a lock on the backyard fence, and the neighbors came banging on our door, mad that we installed a lock preventing them from getting into our garden. My mom just told them to go away, and if she saw them in our garden again, she would call the cops. We thankfully never saw them again, and our garden is happy now and we managed to bring the grapes back to life. A little while ago, we planted some blueberry bushes in our front yard. Someone keeps stealing them, and half the blueberries are gone each season. We let the kids in the neighborhood eat them, but they only take like maybe 8 to 10 each a day on weekends or during the summer. There are 10 bushes in total, about 100 to 150 blueberries each. I wonder who is taking 500 blueberries every year. We haven't caught them yet, but everyone knows. So my first thought about this was that maybe they just thought it was some kind of communal garden. But then again, they were also very sneaky about it, and they were also very quick to argue when they were confronted about it too. So I think it's pretty apparent that they didn't actually think that it belonged to the neighborhood, like they were saying. This comment here says, my neighbor used to have a sign that said, warning, you are under surveillance. Garden thieves and trespassing disputes will be solved with a loaded shotgun. I think they hand-painted it and took it when they moved. I thought it was overkill, until our corn, tomatoes, cucumbers, and cantaloupe got pilfered in the middle of the night one year. Yeah, I don't blame those guys at all for having a sign like that. This is seriously so irritating to hear about. If I were in this situation too, I would maybe even be tempted to put up some barbed wire fence. Bad parking equals bad time. There was a douchebag that parked sideways across 4 handicap spaces. Like nobody could park in all 4 of them. It was a huge, lifted truck with huge tires. I used to work on bicycles and had my valve core removal tool in my car. I unscrewed all 4 of his valve cores and taped them to his windshield. All 4 tires were now flat, and it's unlikely he had that tool on him, so he can't air them back up because he can't put the valve cores back in without it. I didn't leave a note because he knew what he did. This was before the days of camera phones, or I'd have stayed to get his reaction on video. I parked in an adjacent lot at another store to watch the carnage unfold. First, a cop actually rode by and stopped to put a ticket on his windshield. Then the guy comes out with all his groceries and starts putting them into the truck, before it dawns on him that his truck is a few inches shorter. Big rage fit, stomps back inside, probably to have them check their non-existent cameras. Comes back out and has another rage fit. calls a tow truck and a regular tow truck shows up. He told them to leave and go get a flatbed tow truck. I'm sure he got charged extra for that. The guy's truck is finally loaded up, and he angrily gets into the tow truck and they drive off into the sunset. The funny part is that he didn't appear to notice the ticket on his windshield yet, so I'm sure he had another rage fit when he eventually saw it. A couple of people saw me doing it and were like, "I saw nothing," and kept walking. Give me your property, you don't need it right now, and the unexpected MVPs. I thought stores would be closed off or working much shorter hours during the holidays. Once I got to the store, I saw that I was, sadly for the people working there, mostly wrong. But that meant I would not need to buy as much as I initially thought. I brought with me 3 reusable shopping bags, but ended up needing just 1. While I can't say I have an emotional attachment to the bags, I do like them very much. I bought them because I love the design, color, and print on them, and spent a bit more money than one would buying reusable shopping bags in the grocery store. They're nice, practical, and I like them. I finished loading my stuff onto the conveyor belt at the cash register, and put the separator so that the person behind me does not waste time, but start uploading their haul. Last, I put my 3 bags on top of my stuff, because I had them in the shopping cart while I was picking stuff up. While I am fishing out my wallet for my purse, I catch a flash of color in my periphery. I look up, and see the woman behind me reach over and take 2 of my bags. Confused, I stutter. "Excuse me, those are not store bags. Those are my own property. Please give them back to me." And the entitled woman responds with, "I know these are not the store ones. I'm not an idiot. This store has red bags with their logo on them." "Then why are you taking my property?" I asked. "You don't need all of them. Your groceries will fit nicely into just that one. I need these. Mind your own business and stop making a scene." Now I'm confused and getting irritated. I'm making a scene? For confronting her politely about taking my stuff? But before I can even react, the older gentleman who was a customer before me in the line and just finished paying his bill, as well as the cashier, round on this woman. The cashier says to her, "You will give her back her property or I will have the security escort you out." And the customer before me says, "How dare you behave as if you are the one being inconvenienced? You take this girl's property and tell her that she does not need it and should not resist you? If you need reusable bags, just buy them yourself." The entitled woman starts huffing and puffing. "Now just wait a minute. Why are you all making such a scene?" The cashier all but yells, "Now, I'm not negotiating or listening to you. Taking the property of others is stealing, no matter how you try to reason it." The cashier then picks up her mic and calls security to the register and looks at the entitled woman sternly. "What'll it be?" said the cashier. The entitled woman gives me back my bags while mumbling something about, "It's just a few worthless bags." I thank the cashier and the old man and go on my merry way. I did not do much but stand my ground, but the cashier and the old man were the MVPs. It did warm my heart that people saw something nasty and immediately jumped in to correct the foul behavior. Happy holidays, everyone. Entitled mom just has to get her angel baby boy in first, instead of a dying patient. So this was satisfying as hell. 2 weeks ago, a woman came in with their 7-year-old son. He had sprained his ankle, but didn't seem to be in any pain, and was playing in the waiting area. The entitled mom came up and asked when we would see her son, and the nurse told her as soon as a doctor was available to check on her son. As I'm on my way down, we get a heads up that there had been a crash, and one person is in critical condition. Me, a coworker, and one nurse rush to her side and try to take her vitals, and do a quick checkup as fast as possible while on the way to the OR. This mother had seen me walk down to the waiting area, then saw me rush to the emergency, and decided that was unacceptable, and stood in front of us, and demanded that we help her and her son. I was too focused on saving my patient, so I yell for security, and not so proud of this, but I told her to either get the f*** out of our way, or we would have her arrested. She was escorted out of there shocked, and tried to get some people in the waiting area on her side, but some of them gave her an earful. Had that patient died because of her, she would have been arrested, but thankfully the patient survived. And when I came back after giving the patient to the OR staff, I came back and checked on her son. I told her that if she ever pulled a stunt like that again, I would have her arrested. This type of behavior is seriously on a whole other level. My god, dude. I really just don't understand how someone can be in an ER for their kid's sprained ankle, see someone that looks like they're probably dying, and decide, you know what? How dare they not help me first and get in the way of the emergency staff and actually think that they would just drop everything and be like, you know what? Screw this dying patient. Let's help your kid's boo-boo instead. Like, what the hell, man? Picky Karen does not want to listen to my explanation. I used to work at a Tex-Mex restaurant. You know, the ones that charge like $12 for a taco. I had a customer come in and she asked for 2 quesadillas that was gluten-free, cheese-free, and vegan. Hell, I don't know, everything else free. I told her everything we normally put on it, and she said no to everything. So basically, all she wanted was our gluten-free wrap with lettuce and tomato. Okay, that's fine, but if I put this like that into the system, it will be $12 a piece. I can just get you a lettuce wrap with tomato, and it will be $2.25. I was even going to heat it up a little for her, the bread. I tried 2 times to explain this to her and she interrupted me and said, I know what I want. I want the quesadilla this way. And if you can't understand this, then go get the manager. So I understood her, got it made the way that she wanted and brought it out. She gave me a smirk and was like, see, I knew you could do it. That made my blood boil, and I was in shock that she was so dense. Once the bill came, she grabbed it, and before I could walk away, she yelled, excuse me? So loud, the surrounding tables all stopped. Yes, ma'am, what can I help you with? I asked. Why the hell is it $24 for my 2 quesadillas? Because the price on the menu is $12 each. Yeah, but I didn't get any of the included items. Yes, but you ordered 2 quesadillas. Therefore, that is what you got charged. She, of course, spoke to the manager, who sided with me, and the lady paid her bill, the full $24 for those quesadillas. I did not, however, get a tip. Well guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, and also subscribe to the channel for more Reddit shenanigans. So have a nice day everyone, take care, and until next time.